Hello, welcome to the Clifford Nicgorski show. Yeah, I'm here. I'm doing it again. You think I was going to give up after the last one? Well, nope. Not your boy Cliff. I'm here at Wizard West Studios in the Synth Nest. And I'm going to talk a little bit about being a Jehovah's Synth Nest. Or a Jehovah's Witness. I got Craig over here.
Hey, how are you?
My trusty buddy. My trusty companion. He'd never leave me out there in the cold.
I gotta go.
Craig, you can't. I locked the doors. From the outside, I got a guy.
Looks like I'm staying.
Yep. He knows no matter what he hears happening here, he knows not to unlock the door for an hour and a half. Even if I say, please, God, it all went wrong. He's not going to do it for an hour and a half, and I pay him a lot to do that.
Big bucks, baby.
Let me take you down a little to a place. It's a street. It's a lane. It's called Memory Lane. It's where I like to live a lot of the time. Whether it be at 4 in the morning when I wake up and my heart's beating out of my chest, I go, oh no. So here it is. Imagine being little Clifford. By the way, welcome to the Clifford Nicgorski show. This is episode 194.
Yeah.
I believe it's like episode 12 of the live one, you know, where you're watching it on YouTube and you're loving it, or if you're listening to it on Spotify and you can't get enough. That's your business. Let me tell you about my business. My business is I take a little ride down memory lane often. Imagine being a little boy. You're born into a religion. Some may call it a cult. Let's just say I was a Jehovah's Witness. Let's just say that some of my first memories were going door to door, showing up at people's doors, knocking. And I would go, these people are gonna die at Armageddon unless I can convince them to join my religion. I was really worried about you guys. I was so concerned. And so I would get all the courage I had in me, and I would walk up that walkway, up your little fucking shitty steps of your fucking shit front porch in Canoga Park. I would get the courage, I'm sitting there, I'm going, okay, I'm with my dad, I'm with my uncle, or I'm with somebody, someone older than me, and they're going, you speak. And they're teaching me. And I'm going in my heart, I'm really scared to do this, but if I can find the courage in my heart, I can save this fucking person's life, whoever happens to be on the other side of this door. And I took it serious, and it meant a lot to me. And then I would knock. I try not to go, because you got to be conscious of how you're knocking. Are you knocking too hard? You don't want to sound like a delivery guy. You don't want to sound like the police. You want to sound like an innocent kid. Hey, this is a welcoming knock. Like there's different kinds of honks of horns. You don't lay on the horn. There's like a friendly honk. even though it's the same sound. It's the way it's played and the rhythm. It's the rhythm of the knock. So I'd be knocking, and I'm waiting now. I'm going, who's on the other side of the door? Every once in a while there'd be dogs barking. Barking away. And I would go, holy shit. Is this person gonna be able to control their dog? Or are they, it's so early in the morning, it's 9 in the morning. Are they gonna not be able to get a hold of their big dog and the dog could bite me? I've heard stories. You see, when I would attend the congregation meetings, they would talk about in the theocratic ministry school how sometimes things could get out of hand. So I was scared. I go, hey, something can go bad here. And I'm 10 years old. This is the specific memory I'm remembering. So I go, something bad could happen. But I would hear stories. They would say there was one faithful brother who knocked on the door, and a madman opened the door, and he looked at him, and he got scared. He was a very violent person who intended to do harm, but he was scared when he opened the door because he saw two angels standing on either side of this faithful brother who was preaching God's word. So he didn't do anything about it. He was too scared to harm the faithful servant of God. So I would knock with courage. I said, hey, you know what, if stuff goes down, hey, check out the boys behind me. That's right. Craig, you see them? Everywhere I go, when I preach, I've got angels by my side, and people are afraid to stop me from saying crazy things that I want to say. So, imagine being that boy, and I knock on the door. And so that was my experience. And the guy opened the door, and he was very angry. He was not happy to see me. The dog's barking, and I looked down at his pelvic region, and I noticed there's dampness and a bit of the last little bit of an erection. And so at 10 years old, I'm going, this is some demonic, sick shit. Give me a minute here. Let me get through this. This is very important to me. So then every once in a while, I sit there and I go, now that I'm 40, I was 10 years old then, so this is 30 years later. I imagine myself on a Saturday, because I now go, what is my condition on a typical Saturday? And let me tell you, if some little fucking piece of shit came knocking on my door at 9 in the fucking morning, trying to change my religion, telling me I'm gonna live forever on a paradise earth, and I'm gonna be able to have a pet silverback gorilla, I would lose my fucking mind. Get the fuck out of here, kid. Have you gone crazy? Are you gonna live the rest of your life like this? You can't come over to me at 9 in the morning. I'm a stranger. And I've got a lot of pain in my heart. And now I've got a 10-year-old going, don't worry about it. You're going to live forever. You'll go to work riding a lion. Your own pet lion. Because you're going to live in the paradise that God intended. I'd say, shut the fuck up, kid. Shut your little fucking mouth. Do you know what pain is yet? You're acting like you fucking understand the concept of God? The implications of an omnipotent being? The creation of man? You understand what you're even fucking saying to me? Do you understand that last night I called my girlfriend a whore because she gave a bum a cigarette? And I peed in a Jack in the Box lobby. Do you understand that I was trying to masturbate and then you knocked on the door and I came out? Now I'm talking to a 10-year-old. I was looking at real estate agents showing me the place and then it leading to sex eventually. Now I'm talking to a 10-year-old about living forever on a paradise earth with a pet silverback gorilla, with a pet jackal. What are we talking about, kid? You're coming to me with that? Do you understand that you just randomly knocked on a stranger's door and you disregarded my religion? Disregarded whatever I may believe, whatever I may find peace in. Hey, maybe I got a higher power named Steven, and that gets me through the day. Now I got a 10-year-old telling me that's wrong? And I gotta start from scratch with your God? Do you feel bad for that guy?
A little bit, yeah.
Do you feel bad for the guy that woke up, or do you feel bad for the kid?
I think I feel bad for both. It's like a Excalibur knight, Excalibur versus the perfect knight, right? So the knight is the unbeatable knight, right? The sword, Excalibur, is an unbreakable sword. Doesn't matter.
Oh, it's just
and the sword Excalibur.
It's like the two Supermen with the laser beam eyes, and they're going at each other, and they're both equal power.
Exactly. Doesn't matter.
I feel bad for both, then.
Exactly. That's how I feel.
Let me ask you something. Did you ever have to do any unpleasant work? As a child, like, did your parents put you in any precarious situations where you were, like, expected to, like, present in front of adults and people, like, Craig, you're speaking at the...
Oh, God, you're bringing back about half of my childhood.
Well, I just relived mine.
Yeah.
I lived both characters. I went... I'm me, and now I realize how the other guy must have felt. Listening to some little bitch on his doorstep going, we're in your neighborhood today to tell you about God's plan for his paradise earth. You can live forever. And then some guy sitting there going, I hate myself. I punched myself son in the face last night. He's not much older than you. What? What are you saying? And then I have to sit there as a child and go, oh my God. I'm sorry, sir. We'll come back. And then I go on a piece of paper and write return visit. And I write his address down on a pad full of addresses of places I plan to return.
You should go back there.
Do a return visit?
Yeah.
So
see if he change his mind, huh?
What did your parents have you doing?
I don't know, nothing like, geez, I know, I wasn't proselytizing door to door or anything. I can't say I was at that level.
But any uncomfortable situations?
There was one time, I don't know if this cuts it or not, but I remember my mother was active in a place called Carroll Avenue, which is in downtown LA, and it restores old homes. And it's an entire block of restored homes, right? 150 years old. And she was a part of the association.
You better make me laugh or come in the next 2 minutes.
No. I'll try. I try for the truth, Clifford. That's what we do. We try for the truth.
I want the truth. Tell me what you had to do. What's the thing?
So
let's do the story in reverse. Get me to the interesting part.
That's not nothing major or anything, but we had to dress in character as people from the 1910s.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and I had no idea what was going on or anything. I was 8, 9 years old. My brother was about 12 or 13. My mom was dressed in 1890s wear of that time. She looked great. And my father was dressed accordingly as well. But they didn't want to splurge on the kids. So myself and my brother, we had to use our Little League pants for old-timey pants. So we were basically dressed in 1980s Little League uniforms with a weird hat on.
So you're poorly in costume.
Yes. My mother, or my father, this is probably my father's doing, he had enough of a budget to get himself and his wife into period costume. But my brother and I were fucked. So I'm walking around 1890s Carroll Avenue, looking like I just came from a Little League game, right?
Yeah, that's always a hard moment. I'll tell you this much. I can relate. My dad, we belonged to a shooting club called SAS, of all things. Single Action Shooting Society. And we all had aliases. My alias was Just Plain Cliff. And my dad goes, oh, you mean Cliff? And I'm like, no, the whole thing is Just Plain Cliff.
Right.
And I would dress as a cowboy. And this is odd that this was a thing. But yeah, I guess before cell phones, the iPhone really put an end to dressing in that period of costumes. Then everyone became superheroes after the iPhone. But I would go to the shooting competitions, and my dad would be screaming at my mom while she tried to take pictures. Like he was all in costume and standing there, and he's going, God damn it, Vicky! Jesus Christ! No! And so he had the General Custer costume on. He's in the front yard, and then I would look at the
wonderfully tasteful.
Yeah, and I would look. Yeah. General Custer was clearly a hero.
Yeah.
So he'd be screaming, and the neighbors would be looking out, and I would be looking at the neighbors, and they're just going, "What the fuck is going on?"
Right.
General Custer is screaming at his modern wife in the front yard about taking pictures.
If you think about it, though, I mean, our parents were ahead of their time in terms of cosplay.
Well, yeah.
That's what's going on in like Comic-Con.
Yeah. That was the whole problem with my
Civil
dad.
War reenactment, all that stuff.
LARPing.
Thank you, Robert.
That was the whole.
LARPing.
That was the whole problem with my dad. Was
Live action role play.
nobody in 1991? There was no convention for him to go to cosplay. So he just hung out in the house as Batman. He had this very expensive rubber suit, and he was just Batman at home in the early 90s.
My dad dressed like Indiana Jones.
My dad did too. I have a picture. There was a
He
picture.
bought the leather jacket. He
Indiana
bought the
Jones
fucking hat.
dance.
He bought the hat. And
Yeah.
he was obsessed with Indiana Jones. Oh my god.
My dad did too. It's in the hallway.
And my mom was like, "What is going on? Why are you?"
Why are you Indiana? Why are you Indy?
I'm out to kill Nazis and find the Covenant. He hated. He never even went to temple. You know.
My dad would dress as Batman in this expensive rubber Batman costume and be screaming at the news. He'd be like, "That idiot! Oh, come on!" And he'd be like yelling, and then he would spill his giant cup of alcohol and Diet
He'd watch the news in character.
Well, no, what was happening is he would have these cups, these like 7-Eleven AM PM cups, and it was like 10 gallons of liquid had to be able to fit into a cup holder. So it was a teeny bottom and a giant top of the cup. And so he would just be using those on the table, and he had these big cups of alcohol, and he would knock it over and then scream as Batman. And first of all, he's got a mustache, a huge mustache. So you've got, think about where the Batman mask ends. And now you just got a mustache hanging out the bottom. It's this weird mustache Batman, and he's screaming at me, and it was a big deal, the movie. Every kid loved Batman.
This is a Michael Keaton.
So now,
Batman.
everyone loved their Keaton Batman.
Right.
So now I've got mustache Batman screaming at me because he's watching the news and yelling about Bill Clinton and screaming, "Get a paper towel! Oh, God damn it!" Oh. So it was like a nightmare. I mean, I'd be sitting there and the Frasier theme song would be gone, and my dad would walk out as Batman, but he didn't put on the boots and step on a Lego and just be like, "Oh shit! God damn it! Who put this out there?" It was like his case. It was his Batman case, detective case. He was going, the case of who put the Lego on the carpet when I'm coming into the living room.
Well, Batman at his core is a detective.
When I come into the living room and I step on a Lego, I want to get to the bottom of who put it there.
It's a riddle.
It's
Or is it someone being a joker? We don't know.
We don't know, but it was definitely painful. No, I don't know. I stopped that one. Erase.
My dad would just walk around, Indiana Jones hat, leather jacket.
Did your dad do anything?
No pants. No pants.
Your dad had the jacket, the hat, no pants?
No pants. That was it. That was his Indiana.
Well,
that's it. That's all I can remember.
I believe.
I blocked the rest out.
I believe that the mustache men are dangerous.
Yeah.
I'm scared of them. Robert, do you have any horrifying memories? You can talk into them.
Yeah, as far as fathers dressing up, early memories. He would do the Renaissance Fair.
Oh!
And go all out, like beer horn around the neck, cap with a feather, a dagger, all the belts, and early black powder gun.
Oh yeah.
Kind of a thing, and then my mom wouldn't talk to him for a week.
Did she go with him?
Early, before my time, but that expired after marriage, I think.
Yeah,
Apparently, things expire when people get married.
I used to go to the Civil War reenactments, Robert. Robert, I went to the Civil War, and once they double booked the thing with the Renaissance, and so you had Civil War and Renaissance people
Back to back.
furious.
What happened?
Yeah, everyone was furious. There was 2 General Custers. They were going at it. They had their own problems. You had King Arthur and the boys versus, Robert E. Lee. It was like Gettysburg versus
Galahad and Lincoln got dusty together. Civil War enactment.
Dad, I don't wanna go to the reenactment today. I don't wanna go, I wanna stay home. I don't wanna pretend that I shot a Confederate. That's just one of the things that I wish I could do today, that I could have pretended to do when I was 8. Shoot a Confederate in the face. Shoot a Confederate in the face. Just one of those things I wish I could do today. Just one of those things I could have done when I was 8. Shoot a Confederate in the face. Shoot a Confederate in the face. He's got it coming. He's got it coming.
Why are you pretending to be a Confederate anyway?
Oh wait, I can't shoot this Confederate in the face because the funnel guy is shutting down in 10 minutes. So this reenactment's lasting too long. And I also wanted to get a churro and a deep fried Oreo. So I want a turkey thigh. I want.
They're all out of turkey legs. But one door over is the Renaissance Fair.
So what I guess I'm getting at today is the things you gotta do when you're younger, the things you don't understand, the things you do understand.
I did what I was told. I wanted to make them happy. I was playing the role I was supposed to play. I was doing what I was supposed to do. I wasn't going to counter that.
No, we did what we had to do. We wanted. If there's anything you could say about Craig, he wanted to be a good boy.
I try every day. I try.
I tried to get out of being a good boy. I would say, me and my mom were in cahoots. My mom would be like, okay, I got your back. You have bowel cancer, and you can't go today.
To school.
Yeah.
No, I know you
No, to school or to these things, those shooting competitions and all those things. They started getting me really a lot of anxiety around all the shooting.
because they're horrible.
Well, I also got shot in the leg. I have a big scar on my leg because a bullet ricocheted and shot went into my leg. And so I didn't want anything to do with the guns and the whole thing. I didn't want to do it anymore. I just wanted to hang out at home.
Yeah.
So my mom would help me, figure out ways to get out of it. I'm like, I'm sick. And so my mom was like, yeah, he's not doing good. And we would go and get IHOP. And I'd get the chocolate chip pancake with a smiley face.
Yep.
And you know what's also funny? She would give me coffee. So I was drinking like coffee.
How old were you?
Like maybe 10, 11. And we were drinking coffee, and then we would go to Blockbuster, and I'd rent movies for me and my brother to watch, and I would rent a video game, and my mom would rent the most horrifying movies that ever were to exist.
What did she win?
Like Pinhead,
You mean Hellraiser?
Hellraiser, yeah. The Hellraiser, anything that's just horror movies, which I love now. It's like it's for some reason fun. So she would rent scary movies. We would watch them during the day while my brother had to go. I don't know if he liked it or didn't like it. I'm not sure. But he went, and I was staying at home renting video games, doing IHOP, hanging out with mom, going to Talbot's, or doing shopping sprees.
It says wonderful things about your mother. It really does. It's the wrong thing that she's doing, but it's beautiful.
It's nice.
It's gorgeous. I wish I had a parent or parents that
she just didn't want me to have to feel that way.
Right. She knew the hell you were experiencing. She knew everything that you were doing was absolutely wrong, ran counter to parenting, ran counter to raising a child. She knew that. She understood that. Rather than take it up with the father, which is understandable that she didn't.
My dad goes, I didn't even know. I go, Dad, you know I only went to like a couple of grades of school my whole life, and then other than that, I just said,
her version of protecting you was doing that, was keeping you away from all of it, because that was her only defense. It makes sense.
She goes,
it's not the right move, but it makes sense.
We're out of here.
Right.
We're doing the Thelma and Louise.
Right.
We're out of here.
Right.
Don't go there anymore. That sounds horrible. Don't do it.
No, you told me that you didn't go to school just because you knew how horrible it was, and it was horrible. That's what you described.
My mom was cool. She was similar. She was ditching school in the 70s and going, getting hitchhiking to the beach. She was cool. My mom is cool. She still is. Got a cool mom.
It's like
my dad's cool too in some wild way. He's amazing. He's a very creative mind. He's a wild man. I love him.
He did his best, and he did well.
He did it. Yeah.
I met him. I thought he was great, but he's a guy with issues like anyone else.
Wait, you're telling me guys have issues?
That's what I hear. I know. See, we had a little problem, but it's okay. Tech. Robert saved it.
Robert saved it. Here we are. Oh, this has been a very emotional episode.
No, this is good.
We started off with me as a young boy, knocking on doors, afraid of what's on the other side of that door, but I was knocking. And that's been the theme of my life, chasing that white rabbit, knocking on doors. Because there's one thing, when you start asking questions and you start knocking on doors, you gotta be ready for the answers. You gotta be ready for anything that comes out at you. And that's the one thing that taught me. And I wouldn't change one bit of it. I love the Jehovah's Witnesses. I hope that they work it all out. And I hope they leave room for me if all the shit goes down, Armageddon comes.
Right.
And I hope you guys won't forget, I'm your old pal Cliff. I was knocking on doors. Also, though, if you're upset that I'm talking about you, fuck you, because you made me talk about you when I was 10 years old and knock on doors, and I had to talk all about you. And here have maniacs scream at me. So I get to talk about you here too. That's kind of the thing. You train me. It's like I'm like one of those cool snipers that we trained him to kill. Now he's using that against us. That's not what it is. But I love you all. I want to say thank you to Robert. that beautiful slide.
Awesome.
Can you play us a little slide?
You won't see this shit on fucking other podcasts.
I just suggest that you smoke a doobie.
Hey, go ahead, keep it.
I hope that you microdose.
Whatever gets you.
Smoke some legal weed. Do some hot yoga. Think about life. I'm gonna let you guys think for a little bit. We'll play you out. This is the Clifford Nicgorski Show. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Robert Van Kuren, West Wizard Studios, Wizard West Studios. The Synth. Thank you, Craig.
You're welcome.
You're a beautiful man.
You're a beautiful man. That was cool.